Lovely. So we have to have information because we have to have the process of actually knowing what we're doing. If we didn't have information, for example, as human beings and we're all born, we'd all probably look the same because we wouldn't have the information from our superconscious passing down the traits of what our parents look like and our grandparents look like. So we know we have our consciousness, we know we have our unconscious, but we know we must work with our superconscious and learn about your superconscious because it's so powerful. When you're working from your superconscious, which is a connection to source or intuition, it's so powerful, and you really can have anything that you want just by being in that space. And what I mean by that is actually being it before you see it, being in that end result, just having it now. And if you think about anything you've created in the success in the past, it's all exactly about that. It's all about just being in the now and having it and loving it now. So today's called All About That, choosing a life I love, and for no other reason than just because you love it. Now, this could be spending time with your children, your family, traveling up in the mountains, down at the beach, working on the online business, serving others, whatever it may be. It's just choosing to live a life I love. Can be in that dream house and just acknowledging that you created it from every piece of step by step to create it. So, living a life I love, what I'd like you to think about, just jot down something that you'd like to create just because you love it. Just write something down, have a think about that, and write it down when it comes through. What's something you'd like to create just because you love it? I'll certainly put down something for my month of December coming up around the corner, only a few days to go in November. Just because you love it, I choose a life I love. Now, what's stopping us from having that? Are we having it now? Are we actually living and breathing that? Awesome, Shri. Excellent. My own home. Perfect example. Beautiful, perfect example. And where would that home be? Would it be in the mountains? Be down at the beach? Be in a city? Where would it be? What's important to you? Living a life I love, having your own home. You know, certainly for us as human beings, we have a choice to live wherever we choose if we choose it. We can live anywhere in the world. There's nothing really in our way apart from obviously money and taking the actions. So choosing a life I love to live, where would that house be? Would it be in the country with animals and sheep? All that sort of stuff, and cattle and horses, all that fun stuff? Or would it simply be a big beach house where you can go surfing every day and just swim in the waves, whatever it may be? And if we look at that from a structural point of view, because everything in life is structure. So success is just structural, it's not personal. And what I mean by that, if we look at our current reality, and then our desired reality, over here it might be to have this beautiful home. So we'll put own home. And if we don't have our own home now, we could be renting. We're staying with family, whatever it may be. Then we've got a current reality, which is where we are now, and then our desired reality. Now, desired reality can be the same. It can be obviously love, relationships, health, money, whatever it may be. But if we're focusing on our future desired reality, which whatever that may be for us, an example here, your own home, then the current reality is different because we don't have it yet. And what I mean by we're stepping into your superconscious and just being it before you see it, is being in your desired reality, just having it now, just breathing and being in that space and taking the action to create that. Because this is the structure of being stuck. And this is flowing, having it all now. And if we're in the middle, we're simply isolating. So we're in our current reality and we're going for what we want. What's in the way? What's in the way here of actually having this now? And this is today's call all about choosing a life I love. And it sort of covers all the 4 orientational choices. There's lots of information on this page about that. But your 4 orientational choices is choosing a life I love, health and vitality, true nature and purpose, and being the predominant creative force, which is taking the action. So we're taking the action of being on our true nature and purpose and going for what it is, having our health and vitality. We're actually going for what we want and getting ourselves in the right structure. When we're in the right structure, that's when the magic happens. But obviously, we have resistance in life. We have problems, we have things that come on, things that get in our way to having that. Might be that I'm not good enough. It could be simply that you feel like you're not worthy to have that. It could be if you're working on your business, you're wanting to create your business, you have a fear of success or a fear of failure. What about having your own home? You might feel you get judged by somebody. What emotions and feelings are coming up for you around having this desired reality? Whatever that choice you've written down, whatever you're choosing today. And thanks for joining us there, Rosie. Great to have you here. So what we want to do is really look at what we've written down as a desired reality that we want to choose. And if you're watching this recording, feel free to pause it and just take some time really stepping into exactly what I want to create with living a life I love. Just knowing that you created it all, step by step, taking the action and being it. And if it is that beautiful home, notice where it is. Notice who's with you. Just notice it all. Now this resistance in here, it gets in our way. This stuff gets in our way of all our creations. What I want you to all do now is to take a breath. Just breathe in and breathe out. Now that very second of that breath is now in the past. You can't get it back. It's gone. So everything in the past to do with our memories are simply in the past. They're not real. They're not in our current very second. They're just memories from the past. And all this resistance that we have is just emotions and feelings attached to old memories from the past that's stopping us moving forward. And the beautiful world, the theoretical world out there with kind-hearted people, because this was certainly me, will look at this here and go, there's something wrong with you. You need to fix yourself. And you're not broken, there's nothing wrong with you, you're just in the wrong structure. And what happens in society here, we might think that we have a problem when we're broken. We might come down here to want to fix ourselves. And we think we're broken. And we're not. All you have to do is focus on creating on this, use our superconscious, our field of information to remove this resistance. And we're going to do this today, which is really powerful. So you can simply step into this, having this more. And then you've just got to back it up with the action. It's so important that we take the action so our unconscious believes it to be true that we seriously do want it and we're just going to create it. And that's what's so powerful about this work. It's actually so much fun to take action on living a life you love when you're actually in it, taking the action. Your inner power, your inner strength just fires up and you know exactly what it is because you just love it. So what I'd like you to do now is just to close your eyes. Just close your eyes and step into that end result, that desired reality of living your life you love and whatever that means to you. Just stepping into that, noticing it, noticing how real that it feels. Notice where you are, what you're doing. Who's with you? What's it like? What's it like living this life I love? Just loving every moment. And just acknowledge you created it from one step to the next. You chose it and you created it. The beautiful home, the travel, the online business, whatever it is for you. Can we have lots of animals around? Being to help out the needy by donations. Just living a life I love. Step into that beautiful end of emotion and feeling. And times it by 10, times it by 20. Just notice what it's like. And then open up your eyes. How was that? Let us know in the chat. How did that feel? What was it like knowing choosing a life I love? How did it feel? Isn't that just beautiful that we can actually experience that? Because with our eyes closed, we have no perception or conscious thoughts because we can't see anything. And our perception is minimized almost to zero. And our unconscious believes it all to be true. So that we can get that feeling and that resistance to that beautiful end result. Now, noticing on that, who also felt the resistance in here? Not good enough, not capable, but judgment. Any beliefs? Who felt that in there? Throw one in the chat if you can experience the feeling of resistance to having that. Notice what the resistance was. Just break that down. Also, for you that are watching the recording too, if this is your first listening to the first video, make sure you go and we'll pause this and watch the education video first so we can really get your conscious on board around focusing on your desired reality. This works quite different from everything else that's out there because we're actually teaching our unconscious to focus on the desired reality. And it's really important that in our end result when we're doing these recodes and this work, because otherwise we're going to be focusing on the problem rather than the creation. We need to always focus on the creation because that's where the inner power is. So just think about those beliefs that are in the way of you taking more action to live that life you love. Excellent, Rose. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. I certainly know from my journey, growing up, we had a fantastic upbringing. We had horses, we had lots of land, and we had a really, really good upbringing. There's still some other stuff going on that gave me some really sabotaging beliefs. But overall, Mum and Dad really supplied us with a really good upbringing. We had a lot of things that other families didn't, but then we had a lot of things that other families did. Looking back on that now and through my entire life, there's been so many things that I've done from a negative vision in here to try to resolve the negative beliefs that I had around the sabotaging of don't belong, which quite a few, my story. So growing up through my life and then having a life I love and then creating a lot of success in businesses and different bits and pieces, and then always think there's still something wrong with me trying to resolve and fix myself, I could never hold on to that success of just living a life I love. In some cases I did, we had great success, but then other cases we didn't. And that's what got me on this journey, is trying to figure out why there's such an unbalance of just having a life I love, until I came across this work and met my mentor, Chris Duncan, and actually came across a superconscious recode of how we can actually remove this resistance so that taking that action to have what we love is easy. And it's not until we take that action we actually realize how easy that is. So it's so important that we take the action. And also this Facebook list is the lenses. You can print them off. If you're not too sure where they are, just email me at info@gregjonesnz.com and I'll get them to you. The lenses are so powerful because they get us to write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, exactly what it is right through the week of what we want to create. And the beautiful thing about the lenses also is as we're going through and achieving what we want to create, we've got a beautiful segment here is where was I uncomfortable yesterday? So we can actually look and actually see our blind spots, see our fears, see our disbeliefs that aren't serving us, so we can actually remove them by doing these recodes and doing the other processes that I'm certified in. There's so many beautiful processes that I work on to remove the resistance, and it's so fulfilling to be able to have a life knowing that you don't have to have the resistance and all the pain anymore. You can just have a life you love. Thank you. And Kirsty's just thrown the lenses workbook in the chat there if you want to click on that. For those here on the live call, and download that and print that off. Like I said, any questions around it, please just reach out. Because these lenses have changed my life. This work has changed my life. And I want to share it with you. I want you all to better go out there and have what you want. Better take the action just because you love it. Because if I can have it, and all the other coaches and people in this work can have it, then so can you. There's been so many health issues, I guess you could call it, being just being removed and completely turned around this work simply by focusing on what you want to create rather than focusing on the problem. So very, very powerful. So living a life you love and your desired reality, how beautiful that feels. Just let's get back to the sabotaging beliefs are in the way. Like, I'm not good enough. I don't belong. I'm not perfect. Insignificant. What about I'm not worthy? Are you worthy of having a life you love? Are you capable of creating a life you love? All these sabotaging beliefs that just don't serve us, that can get in our way if the resistance is too high, can get in our way and stop us from taking action. Just stop us. Because the emotion, the feeling of the past memory is too strong. And that's the problem in here. Excuse me, if the emotion and feeling of the memory is too strong, then we simply can't take the action or continue to take the action. Now, we also have our unconscious working in the background because it's all about keeping things the same. It's all about feeling and being safe. It wants to hold us back to keep us in the familiarity of the day-to-day, what we were used to be doing, all our daily habits. And we have to break that cycle, and it takes time. You know, transformation just can't happen overnight. It takes time. And the main reason it takes time is because the unconscious has to experience the new way of being for at least 4 to 6 weeks to realize that it's not going to die. That being in this structure of flowing, of creating your own home, health, or money, or online business, whatever it is for you, is actually okay. And I mean, I went through this. When I found this work and went through this, I was in here like a rocking chair, stuck, flowing, isolating, stuck. Because the resistance was too much and it kept pulling me back as an unconscious pattern. And when we remove the emotion feeling off those memories, it's easy to take the action. We get into our flowing, we can simply have it all. We start to see it. The universe puts everything in front of us to have it. It's very, very powerful. But we first of all have to acknowledge our unconscious patterns and change them. If you, for example, exercise, if you're not doing exercise and you want to do exercise, if you seriously want to do exercise, then just do it. And as you're doing it, you'll find for the first few days it feels easy and comfortable. And then as you change, creating this new pattern, eventually unconscious is going to be going, well, what's going on here? What's different? And you may get resistance. That's why a lot of people stop after 2 or 3 weeks. And I can certainly relate to that. So it's important that we keep going with these things and remove the resistance that's in the way so we can simply have it. And that's what's also important about meditations. Spending 5 or 10 minutes at the beginning of each day, stepping into a life you love and what it means to you. Stepping into health and vitality. Being healthy, the water, the foods, everything you're drinking and eating. Choosing my true nature and purpose. Why are you here? What's your dharma on this planet? What makes you tick? What gives you your inner power just because you love it and you create it? Something you've always wanted to do. And your true nature and purpose can be living in alignment with your fullest expression. It could be a musician, an artist, a parent, serving others, a sports person, an online entrepreneur. Whatever it may be, your true nature and purpose. When you find your true nature and purpose, it comes in easy because you're in it, creating it, and your inner power just flows. And the fourth one, of course, being the predominant creative force. Taking action just because you love it, for no other reason. Just because you love it. How powerful is that? How powerful is it to live your life and take the action on everything you choose you want to do just because you love it, for no other reason? How much joy that would give you just because you love it. Just think about that. So that's your 4 orientational choices, and we're going to do a recode on those 4 today, but really they're going to be based under the umbrella of living a life you love, which is exactly what you wrote down your desired reality is. So today's desired reality, choosing a life I love, what it means for you, what you've written down. I now want you to look at your current reality. What's it like now compared to your desired reality? What is it actually like now? Just think about that for a second. Well, I don't have this, or I may have a little bit of it. I may be working towards it, but sometimes I get stuck. Just notice what your current reality is like now. As I said before, we had the beliefs and the resistances in the way, but just look at our current reality, what's like now. What are we doing every day that's not serving us to have our desired reality? What distractions are we experiencing? Just notice it all. Notice what's stopping our old unconscious patterns, pulling us down here and telling us little birdie stories like, oh, we can start that tomorrow. Oh, you'll never create that. You're not good enough. So many of them. And they're all not true. And when I say they're not true, you can't actually just hand them to me or give them to someone you care about. You just can't hand them out and have somebody say, oh, I'll take those away for you. Because the memories, and they're all in here, in your heart and your gut. That's where all our neurons are. Millions of them, billions of them. Oh, that's excellent, Rosie. Taking action just because I love it. It is very good news. I love it. Excellent. That's what we do in this work, is we teach you to take action around everything, your 4 orientational choices, just because you love it. We also then have our lenses, as I said before, and we have our orientational choices, which we write down, our true choices just to us. I choose the end result of. And these are all just because I love it. True choices to me. It's so important with the meditations, as I mentioned before, is to step into that each day. Because what happens with your meditations is your unconscious believes it to be true. So therefore, it has a feeling around it. You get the emotion around it. Then it starts to create it. And then the universe starts to put everything in front of you to create that and have that. That's so powerful. So let's do a superconscious recode. And for those of you, as I said before, that are just starting to watch this and haven't done any of this work before, please either pause this, go watch the education video so you have the consciousness or unconscious awareness around it, or simply just watch and listen and take it all in and enjoy the experience and just be in the field for everybody else that's on the call. So what I'd like you to do is to close your eyes. Close your eyes and step into your beautiful desired reality. What that means to you. I choose the end result of a life I love. And while thinking about that life that you love, I also want you to think about having health and vitality in that life you love. Taking control of your body, reconnecting with your creative inner power to create, transform a body that you love. Step into that. Add that to living a life I love. Also, your true nature and purpose. Why are you here? Add that in there. What's that mean to you? What is that like? True nature and purpose, your Dharma, why you are here. A sports person, online business, whatever it may be for you. To step into that. My true nature and purpose is giving me a life that I love. It could be that you just choose to be the best parent in the world. You can choose as many true nature and purposes as you want, whatever is important to you. And you'll find your true nature and purpose as you're on your true nature and purpose. The doors open to new things as you're creating and ticking things off your list. It's so powerful. And to do all that, we need to be our predominant creative force. I choose also to be my predominant creative force, which is taking all the action to having a life that I love. Taking the action, being on true purpose, having health and vitality to live a life that I love. Just notice what you notice. Notice how beautiful that it feels. Where are you? What are you doing? Emphasize what you can see. Touch what's around you. Smell the smells of this beautiful creation of living a life I love. Whatever it is for you, if, for example, if you're down at the beach, you can smell the seaweed, you can hear the waves, you can hear the kids playing, and parents laughing and giggling and swimming. You can feel the sand between your toes. Really step into all that beautiful desired reality of this choice, living a life I love. And times all that beautiful emotion by 20, times it by 100. Really step into that beautiful desired reality. And then I'd like you to pick a number between 1 and 10. 10 is I'm stuck in my current reality. I just can't have it. There's too much resistance. I can't take the action. And a 1 is I'm having it all now. I'm just living a life I love. My lenses are getting completed. I'm taking the action. Every day I get closer and closer to having more of a life that I love. And I want you to think about a number between 1 and 10. It's consciously just choose that number. Your intuition will no doubt send it through to you of that number between 1 and 10. And this is just basically a resistance number. Having a life I love. Now, stepping into that beautiful desired reality, just say it out loud or will it in your heart that I give Greg permission to access my superconscious. Superconscious, are you there? Yes, cool. Superconscious, you can see this beautiful choice that we're choosing today. I choose a life I love. I'm going to use a metaphor. This process that we're doing today is just like a flowing river. And we're in a boat and we're flowing down this river. And we've just noticed there's a whole lot of boulders in our way. There's boulders in a way that are stopping our boat from flowing out to sea. Now, this recode we're going to do today is simply smash those rocks in half or completely remove them for the river, which is our resistance, so we can just flow down the river with ease. And live our life I love is the river. Beautiful. Superconscious, please treat all feminine and masculine beliefs, please. Treat it the perfect way in the perfect order. And do a massive change history. Superconscious, just remember that no parts die. All we're simply doing is treating the emotion and the feeling of the memory. The memory then becomes wisdom. Thank you. Superconscious, please treat all sabotaging beliefs. Not good enough. Not capable. Not worthy. Insignificant. Not perfect. Don't belong. Please treat all the beliefs in the perfect way, the perfect order, and do a massive change history. And Superconscious, I'd like you to find the very first original event, please. The very first original event where you put limitation on living a life you love. And whatever that means to you. Find that very first event. I want you to go down your timeline, go all the way down as a child, that first event where you had limitation. And I'd like you to treat that memory, please. Treat that resistance, that emotion and feeling so it's no longer there. And replace it with a memory of joy and happiness and creation and action, and do a massive change history. Thank you. The subconscious, please treat all emotions from the past, the present, and the future too, please. Do a massive change history. Also, please treat all events from the past, the present, and the future, please. All part personalities, the protector controller, the inner child, any beliefs around not worthiness. Please treat them all in the perfect way, the perfect order. Do a massive change history. Subconscious, please also treat the lack of confidence. Any resistance around keeping things the same, please convert that to I love choosing a life I live. And just living it and loving it for everything that it is. Just step into that beautiful end result. Just choose it. Subconscious, please install this new way of being, guiding me through the beautiful journey of just living life I love, just living it, choosing it, coming from my inner power to take the action, all the actions I choose with ease. Please treat that into a massive change history. Thank you. Please treat it all so it's true. I love this new way of being as a sentence procedure. I love this new way of being. Living a life I love is easy for me. Choosing it all. Taking action is easy for me. The massive change history. Thank you. Subconscious, also please treat all alignment with desire and definitions too, please. Treat them all into the perfect way in the perfect order. Do a massive change history. Also secondary intentions and gains judgments too, please. Do a massive change history. Subconscious, also treat that relationship with mum. Relationship with mum, any limitations as a child, to handling it all. Being allowed to have it all, acceptance of having it all. Please treat it all and do a massive change history. Thank you. Also, please treat all other family history, please. 8 generations on my father's side and 5 generations on my mother's side, please. Treat it all the perfect way in the perfect order and do a massive change history. Subconscious, please treat all procrastination, all the fear, all judgment from others and myself. Please treat it all the perfect way in the perfect order and do a massive change history. Also, subconscious, please treat all body systems too, please. I would like you to create this beautiful beam of energy pouring down from above into the ball of energy just above your head. Create this beautiful ball of energy just above your head and fill it up with this beam of energy from source, universe, heaven, whatever you want to call it. Have it pouring down into this ball just above your head. And then have this beautiful energy going from the ball down into your body. And filling up with this body, filling up your whole body with this beautiful energy. This energy is white. It's the beautifulest white you've ever seen. And now have this beautiful white energy pouring down into your body, activating all your chakras, filling you up with health. Down through your body, your arms, your hands, your fingers, your legs, your toes. Your whole body is filled with this beautiful white energy. And I'd now like you to have it coming out of the bottom of your feet, going down out of your bottom of your feet, and then doing a half circle and coming back up, around, and back into the top of your head. This beautiful flow of energy, having like two rings, one on each side from each foot, going down through your right foot, back up to the top of your head, and your left foot back up the top of your head. And I'd like you to have this beautiful energy of the beautiful color that you choose. Have this beautiful energy of blue, green, orange, whatever color it is for you, red, and have it flowing down through your body, being fulfilled by this beautiful white joining it. Superconscious, please treat all chakras, the heart chakra, throat chakra, lower chakra, sacral chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra. Treat all chakras to all resistance. This beautiful choice I've chosen today, and do a massive change history. So that energy is just flowing beautifully right through our body. Superconscious, please treat any other resistance to allowing that energy to flow with ease. Thank you, and do a massive change history. Superconscious, please treat all other body systems, please. Blood flow, body organs, joints, neck, shoulders, skin, knees, hips. Please treat all body systems in the perfect way, in the perfect order, and do a massive change history. Just step into this beautiful, I choose a life I love. Just step into that beautiful desired reality. And notice now there's less resistance. Just choose it. And now I want you to create this beautiful ring of white energy, this like the circle just out from in front of you. And in that circle, I want you to have all the resistance that's stopping you from taking action and just being the life that you love. And on the outside of that circle, I want you to see the life that you love. Who you're with, where you are, what are you doing? And just notice all the resistance is just in the circle only. That's it. Pour all the resistance in the inside of the circle, please. Superconscious, you can see all this resistance? Yes, cool. Please treat it all in the perfect way, the perfect order, so it's simply blank. Please treat it the perfect way, the perfect order, and do a massive change history, so that circle is now blank. That's it. And now I want you to look at that circle, and I want you to fill it up with everything you love. Have the life you love. Fill that circle inside and out. Pouring that lovely true nature and purpose into that circle. Health and vitality into that circle. Be the predominant creative force into that circle. So the circle then just disappears and everything just becomes white and full of love. Living a life you love and everything that means to you. Superconscious, please install this beautiful way of being as a full creation and state of being. Please treat all part personalities to this beautiful choice. Please treat any broken promises, broken agreements from others, and do a massive change history. Thank you. Beautiful. And now I want you to step into your desired reality again. Just notice it all, that beautiful everything that you're creating, just because you love it. Yeah. Beautiful. Just notice how it feels. And I want you to now step into what actions you're going to take. What actions are you going to take to have more of this way of being? I want you to step into the emotions and the feelings of these actions. What does it mean to you to take these actions? Just notice what you notice. Superconscious, please ground all the memories we've touched today and reconnect everything back into the matrix of the universe, including memories 1, 2, and 3. All other ego states, tandem memories, shadow memories, all levels of philosophy, past memories, future memories, all family history, and all aspects of consciousness. Thank you. And just noticing these actions. Just notice how powerful they are, that you're going to take these actions. Visualize yourself taking these actions. Notice them all. And then notice after taking these actions, what's the next action? And the next action. Notice them all. And then when you're ready, you can open up your eyes and come on back. Twiddle your toes. Step back into that feeling of just being free. Free like a bird to fly in the sky. Take as much action as you choose. I choose to live a life I love. How powerful is that? Feel free to throw in the chat your before number and after. Thank you, Rose. You've got a 4 there. What number of resistance are you now? You want to do the same there, Shri? 2. That's excellent. So you've cut your resistance in half. Excellent. For those who are here, we picked a number. So here's 1 and here's 10. 10 is it's really hard to take that action. It's really hard to take the action. I just can't get there. There's too much action. And if we look at a 5 in the middle here, if we have a resistance number between, say, 5 to 10, it's quite hard to take that action. It basically means there's too much resistance in here somewhere. That's great, Rose. I'm glad it feels great. But if we're in between here, like Rose just went from a 4 to a 2, then we're in there flowing and isolating. But then 2 is even less. The resistance is almost very minimal. So taking the action is easier because the resistance is less than 5. And 2 is great because even beforehand, we only do the numbers so conscious so we can see it. So it appeals to conscious to be able to see the result. But Rose has cut all that resistance to taking that action in half, which is so powerful. We've been able to do that in less than an hour on this call, but actually just about 15, 20 minutes doing the process. And all the other modalities out there, there's also some beautiful, kind-hearted modalities. This is why I chose this one, is because it's so quick. It's so fast how we can remove the problems in our way so we can have more of what we love. That's what I just love about working with the superconscious. It's not taught out there in mainstream. It's not shared. But billionaires and millionaires know about it because that's how they create. The field of information is the information around you. It is what's passed down from your family memories. It is traits, hair colour, size, eye colour, skin colour. It's all of that. It's also passed down memories from your parents for survival to keep you alive. And that's why we can see in generations sometimes something pops up in a child that's quite different, or it just shows itself as a survival pattern that's different from others. Because we are a breed that's designed to heal,
designed to live and rejuvenate and stay on the planet for as long as time and duplicate. That's what we're designed to do. And that's so powerful. We're not designed to die off. We're designed to stay here and be more. And that's what's so powerful when we step into that exact end result of having more rather than less, rather than focusing on the problem, focus on the creation. We can simply have it all. We can fill into the information of our intuition that comes through. We can step into our inner power and allow our intuition to feed us the information to take the next steps. Because our superconscious doesn't know the difference between right or wrong. It simply gives us the information of whatever structure that we're in. So if we're in the structure of being broken and stuck, there's something wrong with us, we'll simply get more of that. And I get it. It is hard to start with, if you're a teen, to start getting anywhere near a 5. I get that because I was there. But transformation takes time and you can do it. You just have to stick at it, do the processes, remove the resistance, take action. Do the process, remove the resistance, take the action. And eventually you'll start coming along. When you get from a 5 to a 1, it gets a lot easier. And then when you've fulfilled whatever that true choice may be, then you start working on the next one. Or you may be already working on a little bit with it, working on them together. When you fulfill one, you're still working on the other one, and you fulfill that. And then you just have more and more beautiful true choices. And that's the power of creation. Love it. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Oh, thanks, Rosa. She just put here, thank you for doing this amazing job, Greg. I appreciate you and your wife. Yes, Kirst is the backbone of me in this work that supports us. It's just so beautiful because Kirst really does support me, and I love her for that. And she is amazing at what she does. And I wouldn't be here without her. Living a life that I love, having a great support of my wife, and just helping me out with all this electronic stuff. Oh, thanks, honey. I love you. Excellent. So, who would like to do more of this work? Who would like to remove more of the resistance so you can have more of what you want, more of what you don't want? Now, feel free to go to the YouTube page. There's lots of cool stuff there. And you can submit lots of free stuff on the YouTube channel. You can watch more of this work. Obviously, this calls every Monday morning, 7 o'clock. So come along and you get to do a free process. And also, for those of you that are making video content or wanting to do public speaking, I actually created a product for Black Friday. Today is the 28th of November. And it's only $197 but I've got 2 programs in there. You buy one, you get one free for this promotion. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I built these 2 products out of everything that I learned in my dysfunction of trying to create videos, of being able to do what I'm doing now. And I put all this resistance, all this stuff that I've learned from public speaking to start with, into a product. And there's over $3,000 of the content in these 2 products. You can have it for $197. It's fully recorded. You can go at your own pace. It's got a full 7-day money-back guarantee. And you simply just listen to the recordings, do the processes, and remove this resistance. It's really powerful. Because when I wanted to start public speaking, obviously I had resistance. And what I mean by public speaking, it's not just standing on a massive stage talking to 10,000 people or 1,000 people. It's talking in small groups. It's doing a speech at a wedding or a funeral, or just getting up at the dinner table with the family and just showing gratitude for everybody being together for celebrations, whatever it may be. That's the public speaking. It can be so many different things. It can be talking in front of the workplace, if you're a team leader or a manager, just talking in front of people. We can remove all that resistance that gets in your way through this product. It's really, really cool. And the other product is making video content. So for me, I'm creating all these videos and doing lives and bits and pieces. I had so much resistance. And as I was creating it in the past year, all this resistance used to come up. Started off with a don't belong. Then they're not good enough. Then I've got to get it right. Then it was it's not safe you doing this. And I had to remove all this stuff. So I then created a program around everything that I'd learned. So it's a great program if you're really, really keen. If you have an online business or you have a business and you want to get more online and presence in regards to making videos or doing lives, then this product is key. I'm only saying that because I went through the product when I finished it, and I even removed more resistance, stuff I didn't even think I had. So it's very, very powerful. And now I'm able to be here like I am now and do these videos very relaxed. Before I used to have a stutter problem. I used to get the sweats. I used to get really nervous. Now I just simply be. And it's all down to this exact products doing the recodes around everything that I've learned. So if you think that's for you, that's fantastic. You can go to the website. Kirsty's put the link here for those on the call. But just go to the website, gregjonesnz.com. You'll see the products there, or reach out. And yeah, thanks so much for being here. I love you all, and we'll see you again next week on the next call. Thank you.